Hey, Russ, the movie critic is back. Tonight I am watching the 1981 movie Scanners, directed by David Cronenberg. This is a movie that I heard about my entire life. You know, people talk well of it. They like it. Uh, and I usually watch 80s movies. You know, I'm a big 80s movies fan. But for some reason, I never. This is another one of those movies that I always wanted to see, but I just never got around to watching it for whatever reason. So tonight I'm gonna watch it. David Cronenberg, you know, I'm a little bit familiar with him. He directed The Fly with Jeff Goldblum in 1986. You know, I love that movie. I grew up watching that movie. I must have seen it like 30 times. The Fly is awesome. I also saw his other movie, Crash. Kind of an underrated film that has been long forgotten, but people should pay it another visit because Crash is a really interesting movie. 1996, starring James Spader and some other people that I can't remember their names. But yeah, it's like basically it's a movie where people like purposely crash their car and then they get like some kind of sexual fixation from it. You know, uh, you have to watch it to understand. Anyway, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, History of Violence, 2005. Who's that guy? Viggo Mortensen, I think that's his name. Viggo Mortensen, and who's that other chick that he was married to in that movie? Man, I can't remember her name. It was I had the name in my head, but I forgot it. Viggo Mortensen is the star of the movie, though, and I think there's oh yeah, William Hurt is the villain. He plays his brother in it. Uh, Another good movie. It's more of a drama. It's not so much science fiction. You know, a lot of David Cronenberg's movies are science fiction, like Scanners, like The Fly. Crash, not really, but Crash is more of a again. Crash is like a crazy, just a crazy movie. You got to see it if you can find it. It's like $35 on DVD. Like that's the cheapest I could find it. It's crazy. Uh, anyway, I'm getting off topic. Let's get back to Scanners. Now, apparently, Scanners is about people who have telekinetic powers or telepathic powers, and they can use that to those. They can use those powers to hurt people. Apparently, I don't know if they're villains or not. They sound like they're probably villains. I don't know how they got those powers. Were they just born with them, or did they go through some experiment that gave them those powers? I don't know. I'm gonna find out. Uh, Now, if, in case you don't know, if you haven't seen my other reviews, basically I watch movies in like 30-minute increments, and then I stop it every 30 minutes and you know tell you what I saw so far, what I think, and then continue on for another 30 minutes, and then so on and so forth until the end of the movie. So if you want to see that kind of review, keep watching. Oh yeah, subscribe because so far I still have zero subscribers. Zero subscribers. I've gotten views. I even got a comment on my "It's a Wonderful Life" video review, but so far no subscribers. God, it's tough to make it on YouTube these days. But just humor me. Just give me, yeah, like you could be the first subscriber, right? Imagine that. This channel could be big one day, and then you could say here to everybody, you were the first subscriber to this channel. There's still time. You could still be that first subscriber. So go for it. All right, I'm gonna start watching Scanners, and I'll get back to you around probably the 30-minute mark. I think it's an hour and 40 minutes, so I'll probably just do 30 minutes, and then the end of the movie. So there'll be like three stops in between, or three stops total after this. So it won't be as long as the Toxic Avenger one or the It's a Wonderful Life review. So all right, let me get to this. See ya. Wow, okay. This movie went in a completely different direction than I was anticipating. Okay, so the scanners are basically these guys, I guess they're guys. I haven't seen any female scanners. Guys with telepathic powers, they can like hear what people are thinking, and also they can like affect their central nervous system and cause them to have seizures or even worse. So in the beginning, it starts off where these like corporate agents are tracking a particular scanner who's homeless. His name is Vale. Uh, he causes a woman in a shopping mall to have a seizure, and then the corporate agents like shoot him with a tranquilizer and capture him and bring him back to their facility. And then there's a doctor, I think his name is Dr. Ruth, who's gonna like coach him and try to get him, like basically recruit him to help them catch another scanner. Now, I'm kind of jumping ahead here. So, what happened was the company did this demonstration with a bunch of, I think, other like investors or corporate people. They brought out a company trained scanner to demonstrate like what scanners can do. So they asked for volunteers, and one guy volunteered, played by Michael Ironside. His name is Rivik, Revok, Rivok, Rivok. I think that's how you pronounce it. Rivok. So yeah, he basically, he raises. He's the only one in the audience to raise his hand, volunteer to be scanned by this company trained scanner. So he goes and agree and sits down for the demonstration. The scanner asks him to like think of something personal, and then he does. So the scanner's scanning him, and then after like a minute, you see the scanner's face getting all like shaky, and then all of a sudden his head explodes, and the other guy, Rivok, starts to leave, and then he's captured by company agents, and it's revealed that, or temporarily captured by company agents, and it's revealed that Rivok is actually a scanner himself, and he's the leader of an underground movement of scanners. Uh, but anyway, he uses his scanning abilities, his telepathic powers, to escape the agents. He causes them to shoot each other and themselves, and then he just, because he can basically control them, not just hear them, he can actually control their movements too. So he has like one guy shoot a bunch of the other agents, and then has that guy shoot himself, and then Rivok escapes. So now they're recruiting this, the homeless scanner from the beginning of the movie. They're recruiting him to help them, I guess, track down Rivok and go undercover, I guess, in the underground scanner lair. And I don't know if they want him killed or just brought back to the facility. I don't know if they said that. If he's either gonna like hunt him down and kill him or bring him back to the facility. Yeah, and they inject Vale with this drug. I can't remember the name of the drug, but it's a drug that suppresses his scanning abilities. So as long as he's taking the drug, he doesn't hear the thoughts of other people, and he can't scan them and control them as long as he has the drug in him. So I'm guessing maybe they're going to inject Rivok with the drug, with the scanning suppressant drug, and to stop him from hurting them. I don't know. So far, it's interesting. It's interesting. Uh, I'm into it. The head explosion was hilarious. Um, but yeah, I'm hooked. I want to see where this goes. David Cronenberg, he does a good job of like building up the suspense and keeping you engaged in the story. Like you just want to see what happens next, and I really want to see what happens next. So let me jump back into the movie. I'm 30 minutes in. I'll see you again at the 1 hour mark. All right. All right, an hour into the movie Scanners. It's interesting. I'm still with it. So Vale is now like a undercover agent for the corporation, Consec or something. I think that's the name, Consec. Uh, so he goes to check out. He's looking for Rivik. So he's at, and they gave him a list of scanners to, I guess, question, scanners who might know the whereabouts of Rivik. I think they're a part of Rivik's underground organization. So now Vale has to like question them, to try to get information on where he can find Rivik. So he goes to this one guy, Pierce's house. He's like an artist, Pierce is a scanner. He uses art to kind of suppress his to kind of like take him away from all the voices that are in his head that he hears from other people. So he uses art to help control his scanning abilities. So Vale's there questioning him, but and then at the same time, it appeared that Rivik sent like a bunch of his scanner assassins to come in and kill everybody. Uh, Killed Pierce, but Vale ended up getting the upper hand by using his scanning abilities on the assassins and incapacitating them. Vale did manage to find information about a bunch of other scanners, the good scanners, led by a woman named Kim. So he goes there and tries to work with them. And then at that same time, he's there with them. Rivik once again sends assassins to infiltrate that compound or that house and kills a bunch of the good scanners. In fact, they even get into a van and drive away. And then the Rivik bad guy scanner van comes and shoots them while they're driving. And then so basically, all the good scanners are now dead except Vale and Kim. Now Vale and Kim have to work together to take out Rivik, I guess. Kim seems hesitant about it, but I think Vale ultimately convinced her to do it. Yeah, there was one more guy with a shotgun that was going to try to take him out, and then Vale got the upper hand and got information from him about a warehouse or laboratory where where they make that chemical ephemeral. I think it's called ephemeral, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's the drug that suppresses scans. And I guess Rivik is like, the one in charge of manufacturing it. So that's kind of a twist. Yeah, why would he want to suppress scans? This is getting interesting. Um, yeah, so I'm an hour in. There's about 40 minutes left. I'll just watch it to the end and then tell you what I think. I'm interested to see where this is going. I'm still hooked. I still not as much action as I was hoping for. Not as I don't haven't seen any head explosions since that one head explosion near the beginning of the movie, but it's been interesting. I'm hooked on it. It's a decent movie. So let me continue watching to the end, and I'll let you know what I think. All right. Oh my gosh, the twists and turns during the last 40 minutes of Scanners. Man, it almost feels like a soap opera slash sci-fi movie. Uh, so where do I begin? Vale. Oh, well, let's see. Where was I? Okay, so Vale found out that Dr. Ruth was the creator of the company that manufactures ephemeral, which is the scanner suppressant drug. Now, originally, the doctor created the drug to give to pregnant women as a tranquilizer, to help with their morning sickness. But it turned out that the drug created, caused their unborn children to become scanners. So when the drug's given to pregnant women, they end up giving birth to scanners. So basically, uh, Vale and Revik, the main villain, Vale and Revik, I can't say that name. I'm too tired. They're like the original scanners, and we find out at the end of the movie that Dr. Ruth is their father. But let me back up a second. Vale needs to find out where the ephemeral is being distributed. So before he finds out it's being given to pregnant women, he has to hack into the Consec computer. So what he does is he uses the telephone and then uses his scanning abilities through the telephone to kind of tap into the computer of Consec to get the names of where the drug is being distributed. And then he ends up blowing up the whole computer with his scanning abilities. Oh yeah, and on the other side, that head of security, forget his name. He figures out that Vale is hacking into the system with his scanning, so he has the computer guys shut down the system to try to hurt Vale, who's already like in the system. But it turns out they just like blow each other up by doing that, and Vale turns out to be all right. And so then he learns about the ephemeral being given to pregnant women, and that creating that caused the creation of the scanners. Uh, Now, the end, like the final showdown between Revik and Vale, like yeah, we learn that they're brothers. We learn that because Revik explains to Vale, like because Revik already knows all this, that Doctor Ruth is their father, that Vale and Revik are brothers, and that they're the original scanners. That's why they're older than the other scanners. So Vale doesn't, Revik wants to, create an army of bad scanners. Vale doesn't want to do that. So then they have this showdown of the minds. Great practical effects. Like, yeah, they're both like trying to outscan each other. And you see eyeballs exploding. You see veins, the indentation of veins through the skin bulging out. Vale like lights on fire because Revik is supposed to be a more superior scanner, but then somehow Vale gets the upper hand and basically takes over Revik's body. It like drives out his soul, I guess. So Vale's body ends up burning up and decomposing, but he goes inside of Revik's body. So so basically Revik's gone now. Revik's dead, and Vale is in Revik's body. So I guess Vale wins, and we see that at the very end when Kim looks at him and Revik is talking in Vale's voice, and then it's the end. I hope I explained all that right. It's such a it's such a bizarre, complicated movie, but you gotta like really follow it. But uh, yeah, I like the whole twist with the Revik and Vale being brothers. Yeah, it felt like almost like a soap opera. It was like, wow, they're brothers. Like, where'd that come from? But no, Ruth is like the father of the scanners. Like, he created the drug that started the whole scanner thing. Uh, yeah, that was a nice reveal. Oh yeah, he was shot by the traitor, the head of security, who was a traitor. Uh, so they don't get to like talk to him after learning that he's their father. Or well, Revik knew, but Vale didn't know. So Vale didn't get to talk to Dr. Ruth about that. Unfortunately, that was sad. But yeah. So overall, yeah, it was an interesting movie. Not my favorite David Cronenberg movie, but it was fun. It was nice to see it. Probably wouldn't see it again, but it was an okay movie. 3 out of 5 stars. Um, I still think The Fly is the best David Cronenberg movie, but Scanners was interesting. It was creative, great practical effects. And yeah, this is what I like about Cronenberg. He loves to like step over the line and try some new stuff, and I give him props for that. I mean, this was kind of a complicated plot, sort of. You have to like wrap your mind around like the scanners and what they can do, because they can do a lot of different things. They can read minds, they can control people, they can light them on fire and explode their eyeballs. I mean, you think, oh, they can even make them think that there's somebody else. There was a scene where Kim made a security guard think that she was his mother, stuff like that. It's just like comes out of nowhere. Uh, but yeah, overall, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I would see it again. However, I am curious to see the sequels. There's a Scanners 2 and 3 I might want to check out. Uh, I'm just curious if Michael Ironside, who played Revik, if he returns in the sequels or not, or if Kim's in the sequels. Yeah, I want to see if they continue with the same characters or just recreate or just have like all new characters in the sequel and don't have it connect to the first one at all? Is it one of those kind of things? I don't know, but maybe I'll check it out. Anyway, please subscribe and see what I'll review next. I know in the last video I said I was going to review Indy 5. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I plan to very soon. But subscribe, share with your friends, and remember, you could be the first subscriber. So far, I don't have any subscribers, but you, if you're watching this, you could be the first subscriber. So, all right.